Good morning, the participants. On behalf of Department of Visual Communication, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Vadapalani City Campus. I welcome our chief guest and all the participants to today's webinar. Title is Rise of Female-Centric Movies in Tamil Cinema in Last Decade. I request our HOD, Mr. Nararajan, Department of Visual Communication, to welcome Manjula Media Practitioner. The session, Mr. Nararajan.
Okay. Very good morning to everyone. On behalf of the Department of Visual Communication, SRM IST, City Campus, Vadapalani, I welcome everyone, all the students. The guest speaker for today's event is Ms. Manjula. She's a media practitioner. She has been in the field for 2-3 years as a media practitioner. She has a varied interest in media affairs, especially cinema. And today her topic is on about cinema. She'll be presenting it shortly. And this is our third webinar series. Every week we are having one event, either on Thursday or Friday. This is a third event that's happening. And for the students, I'm informing through this webinar. Next week, we are going to have a renowned cinematographer. The renowned cinematographer will be Mr. M.M. Rangaswamy, who has a rich experience of 40 years in cinematography. Will be delivering a lecture for the students on the latest trends and techniques, as well as the history of cinematography. That is probably we'll be fixing it next Thursday, Friday. Okay. And today, I welcome Manjula. Ms. Manjula can present now. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to present a webinar on the rise of women-centric movies in recent decade. So I'll share you a slide for your. Yeah. Webinar of rise of female-centric movies in Tamil cinema in the last decade. In this last decade, we are getting rise of women-centric movies and even women's strong roles in cinemas. So I'm here to present about it and a brief note or with some of examples. Media played an important role in the modernization of societies. A number of researchers have been done in the role of women in different societies. However, little has been said about the importance of films in portraying women in shifting roles over the decades and the impact has on its society in general. Over the past decades, Indian cinema has witnessed a significant transformation in the way women are portrayed through films. On the other hand, cinema is often said to be a reflection of the society, is an exaggerated version, and many films try to convey impactful messages to the society, aiming at some reformation in the way people think. Society and cultural change, which the women were portrayed. One of the biggest drawbacks in the industry is portrayed women of Tamil cinemas by large, stalking, sexual violence, sexual harassment, rape, molestation, and objectification of women have singular found the perception of a woman as a property to be loved. While the last sex play a vital role is more about male domination over the women. The biggest adverse impact here is consent of women is treated as having a next to no value. By taking the power away, the impact on common man is that women resistance is of no value, and that though maybe saying no, she wants it or does not mean it. Gender violence is often explained as an product of activities, thinking, and cultural baggage. We have seen in many films that a heroine's character will be like a loose pun, or like even like wearing a glamorous dress, or like mini skirts or low cleavage attires every day, cracking double meaning low standard jokes to them. Well, this is a cinema liberty, then called liberty, is so slowly under the reins every day, every standard of normal real life women. In some of the comedy, we can hear that super figure or item is a term which we used to, um, which the women's were degraded by these terms. So some of the negative first I'll tell you about some of the negative portrayals of women as an glam doll was a prevalent one. And interestingly, in the past decades, film characters in Kollywood are more often than not stereotyped as dumb, mindless creatures with only sexual gratification to offer. Some films promote stalking in the event that if the woman feels rejecting advances, have gone on to suggest that a woman can be forced to saying yes. After all, when love turns sour, the woman should gratefully remember how the hero never once tried to simply take her cherry or date to rape her. So even in 1980s, heroines were getting major roles. We had stellar actors Radhika, Radha, Suhasini, Ambika, Sridevi, Revati, and several other actresses who have played a vital role of like heroines who as a supporting role or in a major role. Like KB Sir was the first director who portrayed women as a protagonist in his films. He almost created a benchmark with his films like Aval Oru Thodarkadai, Avargal, Sindhu Bhairavi, Manadil Urudi Vendum, Kalki, Parthale Paravasam. Though these movies were appreciated by critics but did not go commercially well, sparing Sindhu Bhairavi, which got a national award for Ilayaraja, Suhasini, and Chitra. A major criticism KB faced was that initially the director's style was not so realistic like Balu Mahendra and other directors. He certainly created several powerful visual moments with his staging and blocking. In this movie, Kalyana Agadigal, there is a line that says, "Happy women won't create history." It almost seems like KB took this too serious to his heart. His women were headstrong, fierce, independent, but they were also cynics who harbored a certain acidity towards a society which had repeatedly crushed their expectations. Often his women were educated and they wield this education to fight their war against society. Their lives were identified with their relentless struggles against a society that refused to treat them or par with men. Even Kollywood now has churned some really good movies that focused on the strength of women in the last decade. Let's take a look onto it. In the beginning of the decade, Kandu Kondain in this movie has a special place in the audience. These movies are the best beginning of this decade, since it talks about the self-realization process of two independent women. One is Aishwarya Rai and Tabu, who were sisters. Even after all, love is skin deep. Even though there are three male leads in this movie, it's the women who talk with accolades. Aishwarya Rai was the most spontaneous and candid in this movie, and Tabu delivered an equal splendid performance onto it. And then the Snehidhi. Snehidhi is one of the best in and out women movie. Here, Jodhika and Shabni Mukherjee, who are thick friends, caught in a murder case. They run away the city, but the showstopper is here as again a woman, Tabu, who finally out to be a black sheep too. She has given her best performance as a tough cop, not Next is Kovilpatti Veeralakshmi. This is about 2003. The film is about a brave woman who is battling against untouchability in a village. So, by this, it's like a heroic character. A casteism is curse for Veeralakshmi and her ilk, who undergo unbearable torture on account of their being Dalits. However, this time it is not from the upper caste but from the brutally inhuman police force. It's a village where the inspector of police is feudal lord. He beats up the poor men and rapes their women, and the rest of his menials in the force enjoy leftovers. Subjugated, the unbearable extent of Veeralakshmi rises in revolt. So in Veeralakshmi movie, she has done a very extreme change character as a very brave woman uh, to face her villains in that movie. Next one is Mori. Jyotika silently spoke about much about feminism. She plays the role of Archana, a deaf and mute who does not like others to sympathize on her. She works for a living and is not dependent on anyone. Archana is a kind of bold and strong, but has her own fears and insecurities about her problems, like she has some uh, disability. So Archana accepts her Karthik's love when she is convinced of the fact that Karthik would not leave her and her child like her dad did. Archana's role is still remembered and is cited as an example as bold, strong women. The next one is Arundhati in 2009. Arundhati is a female-centric movie. Actually, it's a Telugu dubbed movie. In this movie, she's about gone and fighting evil, a spirit. Both the characters of Arundhati and Pasupati are equally powerful. She's equal to a man. She runs a powerful character as a beautiful princess and courageous emperor too. And after that, 2012, Arohanam, a Vimala. It is not like supernatural, heroistic character. She's just a middle-aged woman. She goes missing just 2 days before her daughter's marriage. Her family sets out in a search of her unaware fact that she is mentally ill too. Suffers from bipolar disorder. She has done her character with very well. Um, The film received mostly positive reviews, with some critics calling it the best Tamil film of the year. And next one is Malini 22 Palangote, and this is also a remake film of Malayalam movie. Malini is a nursing student who marries Varun, who is at, with aspirants to move to Canada. However, embarks on a journey of revenge when Varun's boss rapes her, and when she learns that she is betrayed by her husband, after she is realized she just from released from the prison out to take a revenge on her tormentors. So next, up to this 2013, we had an after that 2013 or 2015, we have a next level of female centric movies. That is, Tamil cinema historian says that recent trends of having film protagonists started in the current trends of 20s. All the films featured in the paper, either in the form of discussions, writings, examples, or picturization, films that have been chosen by decade. Some films will explain the roles of lead actors in these films and point out that while the stylizing of women has led to changed roles, the fundamental stereotypes continue to be operation and show significantly new ideological trends. Their opinions and points of view, the subject of women's roles can be designed in Tamil cinema. In 2015, Nayanthara leads a league with starrer Maya. Maya is a and later continues with Kolayudur Kalam, Aram, Imeka Nodigal, Kolama Kokilan to her credit. The last year was been a remarkable for movies with women in the lead. Beginning with 36 Vaidanile, in 2015, Jyotika has headlined a mix of interesting films across the genres. She has played a tough cop, a homemaker who moonlights as a RJ, and a no nonsense principal, like a strict headmistress. Jyotika, in the last 5 years, holds a place significance in the industry where it is often difficult to women actresses to have a successful comeback and continue to be in demand. Next, in the year of 2016 and 2017, were considered to be a change for women in Tamil cinema. Words such as feminism, women-centric were increasingly thrown in the mix with the cinema. Our heroines didn't have shelf life anymore. They don't have to stop working when they get married, or don't have to be just as a glamour quotient. It was followed by three basic movies, like three familiar movies like Hirudi Sitru, Aravi, and Magalar Matu. In 2018, we were associated with three films like U-Turn, Kartin, Mori, and Khan. All of the three had women as protagonists, and all the three were hits. Uh, In 2015 was a period when the Tamil industry saw a wave of women-centric movies a rarity in the region. They usually played a second fiddle to a popular hero or an impressible, careless girl. Jyotika, a new avatar, provided for scripts with women in the lead. To me, she said that to me as an actor, there is nothing called women-centric or male-centric. The protagonist is placed by a female artist is not a male. Women are always equal to men. We can perform heavy roles or light roles like heroes when we have the confidence in our level. She ensures that she gets her scripts and at least 2 months before the shoot commences, especially since her comeback. She wants to give into a sets fully prepared. In Muppatar Vaidanile, a subtle everyday feminism that every woman needs to be one of the many things that are constant in a marriage life, uh, is how the family members underrate the role of a mother. Vasanti, who is taken granted, not appreciated, and more compliant by her husband and daughter, her journey of self-discovery and achievement is true example for every middle-aged who is feeling worthless or neglected by her own family. All it took for Vasanti to feel worthless, determination, and sometimes for herself. Nayanthara leads with the leg with starer Maya, begins in the classic horror movie with a facial. Apsara is a character done by Nayanthara as an inspiring actress and a single mom who is under financial trouble. She dedicates thrown the director of new horror film to watch it all alone. At the night, with clever, courageous steps, she makes the audience feel sympathetic towards the character, made the audience feel they have a connection with the character. The reality she done. Mm, Then the Anushka Shetty, next is Inji Dupayagi, is an overweight, brave, independent woman. She's slightly conscious about about her weight. She joins a weight loss clinic called Size Zero as she thinks that her weight loss is an issue. One of her friends, Jyoti, who is the clinic with her, develops kind of problems because of the weight loss drugs given to the clinic. She boldly done that character with. She has done various experiments to make her wait, or she made. Sorry, there is some internet. Next one is Hero. The movie Iravi is not those fictional female characters who make us dreamy true. There are at every level in connection with what we see daily. Kamalini, a wife who loves her alcoholic husband, Aru, despite his flaws. Ponni, who is very dedicated to Michael, gets in a second thought when Jagan makes a love proposal when Michael goes to prison. Instead of regular empowering dialogues, women in Iravi are powerful that they'll make decisions what they think. So that is the special characteristics of women in this movie. The movie has all and women. The next is Thiraikku Vanda Kadai. In this, the special of this movie is that the full cast is made up of a female characteristics. Uh, the movie has an all women cast, and that is the major highlight. The team should be appreciated for the making without any male cast. The story plot begins with a gang of girls go to films, a short film in Erkadu for their college assignment. The girl who is supposed to act in the short film meets with an accident, so the team asks another girl to act on a role. They complete shooting. They complete shooting and return to their college. To the utter shock, it comes to their attention that a girl who acted in the place of injured had actually passed away some time back. Amma Kanakku is a character of a normal mother of uh, middle class women. It is another remake of Nil Batti Sanata. Is a simple film which delivers a message that everyone has a right to dream and the importance of education which can change our life. It is mainly focused on the female, like every girl child has to get the education rights. Amala Paul is a single mother and a maid in Dr. Nandini's house and does all kinds of odd jobs, including in a floor mill, fish go down, to educate her reluctant teenage daughter, who is in the 10th grade. Shanti wants Abhi is her daughter, wants to become a collector, but Abhi is not quite opposite. As she occupies the last bench and she's getting bad marks, especially in the maths, which is nightmare for her. Shanti deal with the situation by enrolling her and her husband and her daughter's class. Uh, Next one is Ritika Singh's Iruthi Sitru. Iruthi Sitru, Ritika Singh play the role of a boxer. As a woman, playing the role of boxer is not an easy thing, but she done with heart to win the boxing championship under the guidance of Madhavan. He plays a very strong character of a 17-year-old fish saleswoman with a rare fighting spirit and no fears towards the society. Next in Dora. In Dora, Nayanthara gets a kind of a glorifying dialogue, usually delivered in the mass heroine. Uh, Pabalakodi, a mild-mannered woman, purchases a vintage car with her father. However, they soon discover that it is haunted by a spirit who craves revenge for an unknown incident. Sure. The next one is Magalir Mattum. Magalir Mattum of 2017 is the second film of Jyotika after her comeback, where she played as a young documentary filmmaker who takes her mother-in-law on a surprise trip to meet her three childhood friends after a couple plus decades. And then get together happened with the sincere effort. This film showed a different Jyotika and the importance of a mother and a wife for a man. And Aram, Madhuvadani's character was a benchmark for women-centric movies. She isn't seen in just two outfits throughout the film. She has no romantic interest. No one speaks for her, or perhaps her. She commands, respects, and gets it, even mostly by of her post. Towards the end of the film, she breaks into loud sobs, partly because she realizes her own failings. She is not ashamed or scared of being a woman. And next one is Aravi. Aravi is one of the kind in his history of Tamil cinema. Aravi is a rebel with a cause. The cause questions everything that is wrong with the with the money-minded and materialistic society today. Aravi, who is in fact a HIV patient who is portrayed as a bold, fearless, independent woman who is also fun-loving and playing at times. Aravi give back the men who sexually exploited her is new and unconventional. A spirit to serve against the whole judgmental society is whole new level of feminism. Thana is definitely the first movie of its kind to have a parallel narration between extremes of cricket and also agriculture, but the film spoke about the struggling side of the entities. Aishwarya Rajesh played a role as an Kausi, a farmer's daughter, dreams of becoming an international Indian cricketer and winning the cricket challengers as she pursues her dream with support of her father. The next one is Nachia. The age director Bala's Nachiyar were Jyotika. She was a full-mouth aggressive cop. She played a role as a tough cop in this movie. Some of her dialogues have gone much more controversial in this trailer. Who is ready to go above and beyond for justice and truth. And in this quest for being an honest police, she is assigned a rape case of minor girl Arasi. As a woman, we'd like to believe that we are safe in a society and system will not fail us. This film depicts the very same emotion and utmost importance and treads over his importance topic ever so carefully. Then the next movie is Kachin Mori. This film follows the struggles of an housewife hailing from a middle class background who aspires to break free from all her restrictions of the society and live her on her own terms. She has to urge to prove herself and earns to do a job that will make her so happy. So she has decided to be an RJ for a late night show. She faces some problems on it, but her family is not uh, happy with that. The next one is U-Turn. U-Turn is also an remake movie of Kannada. In this movie, Ranchana Samantha leads a brave and strong character as an intern at the leading newspaper. She investigates accidents occurring on a flyover with the help of a crime reporter. However, she gets accused of murdering a frequent motorist on the flyover. And next one is Nadikayar Tilagam. Is a legendary. It's a biopic of a legendary actress Savitri Ganeshan. Mm, Suresh, Kirti Suresh, the young actress, deserves the highest prize for bringing the unparalleled actress to life with her flawless and award-worthy and awe-inspiring performance. She have received honored with the 66th National Award for her performance in the film Mahanadi. And next one is Kolamau Kokila. It is not easy to act as a middle class woman, whether she is highly fearful, really innocent, or over smart. But filmmaker wants the audience to make understand that she is independent and she's a drug dealer and she's ready to go to any extent to save her family. The way she defends herself and her family from every trouble until the last frame is where the film succeeded. And the next movie is Imeka Nadigal. Anjali played a sophisticated Nayanthara. With its lengthy runtime of close to 3 hours, the film is going considering that big revenge has already been made by the beginning. It's encouraging to see Tamil film with a single mother CBI officer as the main lead, and for that, Imeka Nodigal certainly deserves a pat. The next one is Bhagamati. Anushka towers the movie with her immense screen presence. She fits into an dual role as an IAS officer and terrorizing Bhagamati. Bhagamati is not an usual horror story. Uh, you will see that much is certainly true. And the film revolves around a woman imprisoned in a haunted house while she is interrogated by law enforcers investigating a politician they support corruption. And next, a game over. That it's a hard-hitting movie, and her character has several layers to it. It was a challenging role both mentally and physically. However, that she doesn't feel bogged down by the fact that in such movies, women have to shoulder the responsibility of entire movie. She does not have to bother about the comparisons, which are inevitable, which she play the typical heroine role. Ade. It's a story revolves around how Kamini, a bold, carefree girl, deals with the shock of finding herself in an abandoned building, following a party which everything turns upside and down. This movie has come with more controversial problems regarding her nudity. And the next one is Rakshasi. She had a highly successful 2009 with Rakshasi, where she played a school headmistress. Geeta Rani implements her different plans to reform an undisciplined government school. However, she faces numerous challenges in her way, including a corrupt MLA. And the next one is Oh Baby. It is also a remake or dubbed a film of Telugu and released in Tamil too. A 70-year-old man transforms into her 24-year-old self after photographed at a studio, changing her life and those of those people her forever. To transform a cranky old woman into an attractive young lady while still being the same old at heart. And it can be look unconvincing or even downright silly, but still Samantha delivers arguably her best performance to date. And the next one is Hyra. Ira Young, it's again a two different characteristics of Nayanthara, which she plays as an ugly, like so not so ugly. She is like a dusky girl and also a girl with much more uh, glamorous. A young woman who goes to her grandmother's home in Pollachi realizes the presence of something supernatural in the place. Meanwhile, mysterious murders are happening in Chennai. However, these seemingly unrelated the events connected. This is a story plot of it. Then the jackpot. Jackpot is about the two strong lead roles. That is one by Jyotika and other by Revati. In this movie, there were two were a fraudster scam people to help the poor. Jo played the role as a mass heroine with more action sequences. After an elder lady informs that about existence of a mythical vessel, they set out to acquire it for themselves. The next one is Kolaidur Kalam. Kolaidur Kalam, the Shruti, the character was done by Nayanthara, and often with a speech and a hearing disability, becomes the hairless after the death of Abha, her mom. When she goes to her mom's mansion in London, a masked killer attacks her and she fights for it with various action sequences. Uh, with same as quite for her life when a killer appears at the door. And the next one is Gangs of Madras. In Gangs of Madras, Priyanka Ruth was not a much familiar heroine, but she has done her best role in it. She acts as like an aggressive and bold woman. She takes a revenge on an gangsters who had framed her husband's encounter. She's calculating vigilante protagonist is an expressive and fantastic. The scene where she kills two cops in the road at the interval block is the top class. Her journey into an violent world of gangsters feels too convenient for us. And the next one is even in OTT films, the we people will are ready to acquire the female-centric movies like Ponmagal Vandal and Penguin. In Ponmagal Vandal, Jyotika plays a Venba. She's a lawyer reopening a 15-year-old case with stockism in her posture. Uh, Her part in the flashback and make up for it. Bakiraj made a supportive role as her father, and he helped her to get in. Uh, the case unravels over the course of 2 hours on one thread at a time. The next one is Rhythm. Sorry, the next one is Penguin. The role Rhythm was done by Kirti Suresh, a pregnant woman who is about to have a second child. As a pregnant woman, she has done her character in well versed. But it is traumatized by her nightmares, which she has lost her first son. Uh, so her first marriage life was have got into a tragedy. She's still carrying the guilt of letting down her son Ajay, who has been missing for years, 6 years. The incident has been reshaped her life, destroying her past marriage life, but also leading her to her present husband. Everyone, including the police, believes that the boy to be dead, but Rhythm will not hear anything of it. She manages to find her son while trying to avoid masked killers. Where, but where was all these years and who had kidnapped him? She played a very brave role in this movie to get back her son with any extent. And the next, apart from these women-centric movies, even in some movies, women were portrayed with uh, same sequent roles who have been shown as professionals, working women, or equality among the men. The evolving that refers to has been evident in films such as Taramani, Vadachane, Ade Kandal, and etc. Well, the roles has strong roles. The women has strong roles. A young breed of filmmakers also make an attempt to tell the stories about the women. And in Vadachane, the character role of Chandra, with so many powerful men in the plot, this film was totally driven by Chandra. At the end of the day, she is the one who decides what has to happen in the life of every man around her. Zarina. The next movie is Kala. In this movie, Zarina, among the most significant position, has the influence in the film seems to be against Kala initially at starting. Once she understands what the real conflict and she readily changes her mindset and stands by Kala by both cases. She wants to be a single mother. Zarina's role has shown the boldest character of the film. And next in Taramani, Andrea plays a lead role as Althea, and Vasant strike an unlikely friendship that blossoms into love. Um, while Vasant words are colored with sexism, Andrea's sorry. While Vasant's words are colored by sexism, Andrea's dialogues display strength that comes from the battles fought in the practical society. Jyotika, the next one is Chekka Chavandavanam. The Chitra, she is the elder daughter-in-law. She plays an headstrong while holding the crumbled complex family together for the more in her way of safeguarding her children's too. Ade Kangal is an intellectually woven script that becomes predictable at the plays. Shashmita's performance as Deepa. She's a criminal-minded girl who selects only blind men. She makes the blind men to fall for her. Then presents a story with a need for money. Her role is portrayed as a clever criminal with more courage to face those situations in personal and until she got caught by the Varun and his mates. And next one is Ramya Krishnan, who appears to be having a blast sink of her teeth into the part. Once again revealing her gift for vastly improving a film by merely being it. She carries a role, a very strong professional lady with all her criminal groupmates. It's about a psycho, former Nitya Menon played and is like an angry cop. She played a role as a tough cop, as named as in Kamala Das, with more controversial dialogues with her, much more weird. And next one is Irumugan. In Irumugan, the both Nayantara and also Nitya Menon has played an equal role. It is about to help the hero for the further investigations. And in Nerkonda Parvai, it's about the importance of three women. They played a role about three women. It is also a remake of Pink Hindi movie. In this movie, they represent that the women are stereotyped as an prostitutes if they come home late or to be not to be independent. If they drink, they have, but affected by. And at last, the fact is wrong done is wrong, even it may be a women or men. It is partially before the law. But still, the Tamil cinema is getting up to that extent in this decade. The evolution of women-centric movies are strong roles of women were getting raised by the decades and still it to be continued with more. It has been a years of many feminisms of world and the stories instantly taking center stage on demanding the space. It has been a period when filmmakers took note of gasping holes that they left of women's stories. The kind of feminism that smacks you in the face, demanding to be noticed, emerging from the behind the walls that constrain women's lives. It treats women as an women. What and all giving space for their needs like anger, imperfections, vulnerabilities, and desires. And bringing all of these movies under the umbrella of feminism. I know I am a slippery slope. These trend of feminism and the rise of women-centric movies will go well in the future generations of cinema. I've completed it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Uh,
Very interesting topic. It's a good one.
uh,
Guys, anybody have a question or questions? Please text on the chat box or raise your hands. Guys, please. Any questions? Any questions? One question is there. Ma'am, they are now asking one question. Do you think that women-centric film have an impact in our lives?
sure. Women-centric movies have an impact in our life now. It's sure. It's for sure. Shall I switch into Tamil?
Yeah.
யா சார் வை பிகாஸ் விமன் சென்ட்ரிக் மூவிஸ் அப்படின்னா நம்ம எப்போ வந்து விமென்ஸ் ஓரியன்டா மூவிஸ் எடுக்க ஆரம்பிக்கிறோமோ அப்பதான் நம்ம கூட இருக்க பெண்களை பத்தி நம்ம யோசிக்க ஆரம்பிப்போம். ஸோ நம்ம மூவில பாக்குறது மோஸ்ட்லி நான் சொல்லியிருந்தேன் சினிமா இஸ் அன் லைக் அ மிரர் ஃபார் அஸ். ஸோ சினிமால எப்படி பாக்குறோமோ அப்படிதான் நம்ம கூட இருக்க பெண்களும் இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நிறைய நிறைய பேர் வந்து விரும்ப ஆரம்பிக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ அப்படி இருக்கும்போது நம்ம மூவிஸ்ல வந்து ஒரு விமன் சென்ட்ரிக்கா இல்ல விமென்ஸ்க்கு ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் கொடுத்து நம்ம மூவிஸ் எடுக்க ஆரம்பிச்சோம் இல்ல அந்த மாதிரி மூவிஸை நம்ம டெவலப் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சோம். நாட் ஒன்லி விமன் சென்ட்ரிக் மூவிஸ், ஒரு மேல் ஓரியன்டட் மூவிஸ்ல கூட ஒரு விமன் பேஸ்டான ஒரு ஸ்ட்ராங் கேரக்டர்ஸ் கொடுக்க ஆரம்பிச்சோம்னா நம்ம ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா நம்ம சொசைட்டில நம்ம கூட இருக்க விமென்ஸை நம்ம ரெஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிப்போம் அப்படிங்கிறது என்னோட கன்சர்ன்.
Okay. Any other questions? Anybody have questions? Guys, any questions? Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for the answering and everything. So, Arnav, please give the vote of thanks.
Hello,
Arnav?
ma'am. Can everyone be able to hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Arnav, and I am studying in second year visual communication, ma'am. So the presentation which you gave us was really, really helpful, and especially while talking about woman-centric film, I have watched some of the films in theaters, and I feel that when I watch commercial films that have a big star cast like Vijay or Ajit, sometimes when I go to a theater and watch the film, while giving money. But when I see movies like Kana and
sorry.
hello,
You have been muted.
hello, ma'am.
சொல்லுங்க.
Yeah. So when I see movies like Kana or some woman-centric films in theater, I felt much fulfilled than I see any commercial movies, because these movies have a lot of messages to carry on, and woman-centric films are really, really important for our society to know how a woman suffers. Like, there are a lot of stories which shows how women suffers, how women live their daily lives, and what kind of difficulties they face. And we really understood that there are many movies which are creating impact in our society. And from 2015, Tamil cinema has started adopting many women-centric films, and that is what we want to have in our society, because cinema has a huge influence in us. Like, we try to dress up like a hero, we try to look like a heroine or something like that. So I think movies should also give out good messages which makes people understand that women are just not like the way you see in a commercial movie, like beautiful girl who's short and slim and something like that. So we should respect every woman in every aspect of our life, and there must be women centric films each year to be released in Tamil cinema, or in fact any other Indian cinema. So thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us this you know session, a beautiful session where you talked about many women centric films and its importance. Now I thank our management for hosting this event, and I also would like to thank our director sir, our dean sir, our HOD sir, and our faculty members, and also my dear friends who are students. So the session was really helpful for us to understand that how women centric films are really important for our society, and I hope that if someone from our students batch become director, they must create at least one woman centric film in their life. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Arnav. Guys, please fill the feedback form to get the E certificate.